Welcome to Fort Mort. Today we're going back after Grand Arena, trying to keep that streak alive. So I hope everybody enjoys the Slo Mos that I put in there. I was real pumped up for this match. This guy had a really solid CLS team. He modded way better than most of my opponents, and he was much faster than me, which doesn't usually happen. So you'll see he's got CLS, but the other thing I had to my advantage today when I got in here, I noticed that he had auto set. I talked to him over message, and he said he got caught up at work and totally forgot. So kind of disappointing from that standpoint, but looks like I'm going to get a pretty easy win. All I got to do is get through his back wall. I more than likely will not get through that CLS, but let's see how it goes. Looking at my lineup, I did prep for him. I knew he couldn't beat my ship, so I set up okay on top, but I basically put on defense all on the bottom. As you'll see right here, my bugs, my Bosk is always a monster in 3v3. And then my FO team up top there. In the rear, I basically threw some scrap teams that probably couldn't help me. And there are my ships, 408k GP. He wasn't going to be able to take them out unless he brought all of his inventory in with him. And see, we're sitting down here. This is the CLS team that I've got that I'm eventually probably going to use against his CLS and pray. It's not a very good matchup. So we're going to go in here with my first order straight off the bat. My goal here was to take out Yoda as soon as possible, stun Thrawn. See, I'm right after Yoda right away. Caught a little bad luck because they got the stun on KRU right there, but we took Yoda out pretty quick. Working my way through, just trying to be tactical about it, because I knew this is a tough team. They're all G12. Even though they don't have any synergy coming in with this, but they did a pretty good number on my KRU. As you can see right there, they actually got the protection off them. I'm glad I brought this team in. I was considering holding them for the upper area, but all right, now we're moving on with a Slo Mo right here. Boom, Boba Fett, huge hit. All right, I brought Nest in here knowing that I checked all their potencies and they were all extremely low, and you'll notice that he resists everything. Going here, I'm trying to get after Ray, but Boba keeps getting in the way, so I end up just taking him out. Then we'll go after Ray next, and then finish Fives off. I tried to stun Fives there, but he didn't stun, but he ended up dying instead. So a really easy matchup, really easy fight. Here we got Palp. This was a matchup that I really liked for this crew. Again, you can see they're 59,000. I'm 50, I think 53,000 with this team. So, but I've got the synergy. They don't. They did a number on Palp there in the beginning, but I brought his health back up. Working on Sherpa, taking him down. He lasted longer than I thought he would. For those out there that say that this doesn't crit, boom, there it is. All you got to do is put a triangle crit damage on there. It's 36% chance. It's a huge hit. Mine crits all the time. Here's another Slo Mo with Palp. Boom. Love that one. All right, moving on. So we're moving to the back row. He put up, obviously, auto set. His top 30 players are going to be on there. Most of them didn't have synergy, so like I said, but he had some really fast characters. And he mods. He's really good with his mods, too. I just recently started paying real good attention to my mods and have learned quite a bit. It takes a lot of studying, a lot of homework, but it's well worth it. It's an easy fight. I knew that I was going to get 54 out of this. Protection up with Bastilla. These guys really can't put any damage output on. BB-8, I wanted to keep him under control, so he's not passing his buff around, and then just finish off Wicket. So another pretty simple fight. All right, this next battle is going to be Padme. I brought her in. I normally wouldn't, but this is a double tank team, and they could have timed out on me pretty quick, and I didn't want to waste any banners, and she wouldn't help me up front anyway at her level at this moment. The other thing being that Ben's lead causes him to evade, and you'll see a lot of that in here. And in just a second, you're going to see GK with 16 stacks of courage, and I don't waste it on Tarkin because it's just a small hit, and he can basically take all the protection off of one of these guys with a hit. And of course, we got an evade right there, so the courage is still there. Take out Tarkin, and then I'll continue to go after Ben, but he keeps evading GK, so I obviously am too low in potency on him. So then I'll turn to Paplu, boom, take 75% of his life away, including the protection. At this point, we're just grinding it out, taking Ben down. We're going to have the Slo Mo right here. Snips. Snap. Love her Slo Mos and the flip back. It's awesome. All right, next one. So I bring my bounty hunters in with Shore Trooper. I use this team in 3v3 because Shore Trooper keeps it up. And my goal here is to keep the stun on on Kylo. And that's what I did throughout the fight, you'll see. And then try to take Cat out first. And then follow up with the Imperial Trooper. You'll see another stun, throw it up on Kylo. Keep hitting Cad. Try to bring their life back up with... Oh, and the other thing I'm doing here as well is I'm using special abilities to remove turn meter from Greedo, or using Greedo to take turn meter off as well, as you see right there. If Ren has turn meter, I'll take it off of him, but usually I try to stun him. If he was stunned, I'd use it on somebody else. Once you stun him, he can't self-heal anymore. Otherwise, he can be a real pest. Alright, this was a pretty easy fight. Of course, you got the Reviver there, an Ewok Elder. He can revive anybody, not just Ewoks. So I knew that going in that I may be chancing it, but again, I wanted to save my 2 best teams for the top because I wanted to maximize banners. There's a Slo Mo after the heal here as well, right here. Big explosion. And then we finish off Snips and move on to Wedge and then grind away at Elder. He's got the most life and protection. Guys may notice too, I go after the one with the lowest life usually, unless I have to be tactical like I'm explaining in these fights. Here, this one's obvious to me. C-3PO is going to go into stealth, so I've got to mark him, which that mark will go through taunt, so boss kind of can't even stop it, so I have to try to take him down as soon as possible. I'm not worried about Palp over there, because as long as I keep Yoda's buffs up, shock won't affect my team. So there we take out C-3PO. And now we try to get at Palp, but we got to wait for that taunt to come off. Or to get another mark, which I believe I end up getting another mark. And then taking him out, and then just boss at that point is pretty easy. Yep, there's the mark. Keep grinding. Take Palp out. Here's a Slo Mo. The saber throw. Sound effects for you. And then we finish off Bosk here. Might as well buff for the heck of it. Get some life back so I get a maximum banner. Finish him off. So that went just as I planned, thankfully. And then this last battle was the one that I was really considering just taking CLS in there because he's the only one I had left. And I said, you know what? Why the hell not? Let's take the Night Sisters in there. As you can see, I don't have any teams left. Because he's got everything on defense, I had to use my best. So I used the Night Sisters, and it did not start out well. Tried to stun Vader, didn't work. They resisted Mothers, and I was like, oh, this is over. Yep, finished. And then, of course, they're targeting old Daka. So she goes down pretty quickly. And I know I got 2 revives, but at this point, I'm like, oh, my goodness. But then the Plague all finally starts getting put on. And then I'm seeing Vader go down, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I got a shot. But then they start hitting Daka again. Her stun misses again. But then there's his life dropping. And we got a big Slo Mo coming up here in a second for Mother. I healed up right there, which is probably what saved me in this fight. Got that stun off right there finally, and here comes Mother Talzin. The shocker. 2 for 1. Yes. Alright, excellent. And then Bastia's pretty much a cakewalk from there because she's just protection and life. And then we move on to try that monstrous CLS team. I don't think I could have taken him out. If he put him on defense and he played normally where he keeps some good players and some bad ones or whatever, I might have had a shot at grinding him down with 3 or 4 teams. But here I threw the Jawas in to try to burn some specialists and hopefully get some protection off. And I did, as you'll see right there. I got protection off of CLS. So I'm like, okay, maybe I got a shot. So I go in with CLS, which my CLS team is not very good. It's only 56,000 to his 77. Now I'm going after CLS, and right here I'm thinking I got him. Boom, he hits him big, and then they monster hit on from Chewbacca on Chewbacca. Then it was over. I threw a couple of scrap teams in there thinking, okay, maybe I can take off what he's got left, but he healed up on his first play there, and it was over from there. So it was worth a try. I mean, I maximized my banners. My opponent can't beat me because all of his best is on defense, and I don't think he could have taken my bugs with any team he had anyway. And without him being able to beat my ships either, this really probably wasn't a contest. Victory 44-1 since they reset Grand Arena. Alright guys, well, I appreciate you checking out Fort Mort. You guys got any comments or want to see any kind of videos, or just let me know in the comments below. I appreciate y'all. Hope you have a happy new year.
Shut up and sit down.